So it appears that the place I wanted to go walking around, foraging, having a look-see tomorrow is closed off. There's a whole expanse over there, and it looks like it's not allowed. Beautiful sky though. There's a huge dragonfly flying around. I'm just going to sneak up on this clearing, see if I can spot any wildlife. Where's that? Oh, there's a hare. Hello, Mr. Hare. So this goes around and goes through as well. Sorry. So this goes around and goes through as well. That way leads back to the main road. Let's just do a lap in the twilight. Now there is adders in these woods. I'm hoping that we can find one, but it's very unlikely. When I found one, all these trees, I'm still zoomed in, I do apologise. When I found one here, all these trees had just been planted. And not even planted actually, the space had all been cut down. So we're in a section where they grow the trees and then they cut the trees and they replant them in large squares. And I've come off the path because my feet were so noisy crunching, and I'm nattering. I will scare absolutely anything that is around. So I'm hoping trying to catch something, but also I'm going to have to watch my footing because, like I say, there are adders here. This is probably not a good idea in shorts. They strike. I'm going to get back. No, I'm going to walk here and just keep an eye out. I'll try and capture anything I find. Sounded large, so that could be a deer. Don't know if the microphone picked that up, but there's something in those trees. This yellow flower is ragwort. The only home of the cinnabar moth, which is black with red tips on its wings, and the caterpillar is stripy. Okay, so this bit goes round to the left from where we were. Don't go that way. I'm not sure about that one, but yeah, no bueno. These are some Panaleus mushrooms. Likely mock gills, because we have another example here, banded mock gill. Ominous. The woods are getting dark, guys. Okay, so it's definitely getting darker now, and I am pretty sure I know where I am. It's darker than my phone's letting on, which is a good thing. But I'm going to have to haul ass now. Yes, this path joins up with the main path and then just go straight down back to the car. Boom. Back to the start. It's definitely dark now, guys, and tomorrow is another day. I have an action-packed show for you. We are going to do some foraging, some nature photography, if I can find some, and some fishing. And if I catch a fish, which I'm 99% sure I will catch a fish because we're coarse fishing, much more my forte, we might eat it, depending if it's edible or not. But we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. We are sleeping in the car and I will show you my setup tomorrow. Okay, oh, turn the light off. Okay, so I know you guys can see that light, but I'm not quite sure what it is because these are trees. Right, and there's no lamp posts or street lighting. But there is a light coming through the trees. And the sky. I'm sure there's a perfectly good explanation. Oh wow, that didn't work, did it? There's a bit of the trees in there. I'm sure there's a perfectly good explanation. It's all perfectly explainable. I would guess it's a helicopter. It's a bit strange because it's been there a while. So, yeah. If it's a UFO, I'll get back to you. Hopefully. Okay, I'm gonna go and investigate for science. I think. Should I stay in the car? Really, I should actually, like, you know, in movies and or like in these videos where people show a thing, you'd get out and see what it is. But if you watch movies and they get out and see what it is, that's when you get fucking took. No way is it the moon. It is the moon. It's like lighting up the whole of the car. But it's pitch black, but that's the moon. Good morning, everyone. That was basically my bed last night, laying diagonal in the back of an estate. I've had worse and better night sleeps in car, but that wasn't too bad. I wish I'd have done my sleeping bag up, as I was a little bit cold this morning, and I think that's what woke me. Oops. Hi, hello, and welcome. Back in the woods. It's a new day. It's the morning. We are going to march about 2.5k to the fishing spot. I'm not going to eat it, and I can't see any kind of floodlight. Oh, I worked out. I remember what it was. It was the moon, wasn't it? Okay. Right, so onward we go. Down this way. About 2.5k. I'll let you know when, if we find anything along the way, we'll stop. Well, I've never seen this plant before. I don't know what it is, and I've turned my megs off, so I'll look it up when I get back. There's another one. Yeah, not sure what that is. Murder of crows in the distance. I saw it, and then when I stopped to film, I was attacked. So I'm just going to do a quick walk past. Not to breathe out too much. There is a wasp's nest. Oh, I thought it was bees. Let's get the hell out of here. That is the final straw. I've missed a few quail. I missed a whole flock. I've never seen so many quail. And I've just missed another couple. Every time I stop to do something, I scare the quail away, or I miss them. I'm sorry about that. They basically are mini pheasants, like bigger than a pigeon, bigger than that fella. Disease! Which is a fungal infection that sycamores get, and this one is rife with it. What in the pink berry is this? No idea what that is. Never seen one before. Rock hard. Strange. So I tried to sneak up and it heard me. Shit. Okay, I'm literally just going to film this because there was a little rabbit, loads of blackbirds, but seems this little section is just full of blackbirds. There's loads a minute ago. I think when I put the camera on, this is where I should really get a chest strap for my GoPro and actually use it. Just have it running the whole time. Right, I'll get back with you if there's any more excitement that I've missed. Okay, didn't catch anything else there. But we are here, and that was only about 1k, I would say. It wasn't as far as I remember. Ooh, slippery. But, oh dear. So the other thing I was going to say was fishing is only really going to be possible if we can get a spot, and this was freely flowing, I can talk, freely flowing, all clear, I don't know, about 5 years ago or something like that. There's a sign there. I think it's a sign. Well, here's one little spot. I've only got a little whip, so I just have to drop it in there straight off the bank, and it's not very deep there at all, so needs a bit more water. Might get crayfish or something, but don't know. The other thing was that I needed to find some bait, and I'd just like to, say that I came out here with the intention of just digging up some worms, but I looked up the bylaws and, you're not actually allowed to dig on land, and this is a bit of a nature preserve, this. So just to respect that and to respect nature, I know it's just digging for a few worms, but I would like to portray that kind of ethics whilst out on my hikes. Therefore, I'm just going to lift up some logs and see what I can find. I've got a little pot with me. I've got a little pot with me, so hopefully I can find some worms, put those in the pot, and then I'll go back to that spot if I can't find anything else. I'm really gutted because normally you go off the bridge and turn left, and that pathway leads up to where they do the Duke of Edinburgh Awards. So there's a campsite up there, so maybe they've blocked that off so that strangers can't approach the camp from the rear. Which don't blame them, because I did it myself one day, just investigating, and came across a bunch of kids camping, and I was like, oh, okay, wrong way, turned around, off I went. So yeah, just be aware. I'll get a line over there. Well, fiddlesticks. I'll keep going, and hopefully we'll get the opportunity to drop a line in. Just missed a muntjac right in the path. As soon as I looked away to open my phone, he's gone. Pretty little fella, quite red. Ginger one. Through that way, no doubt. Muntjac! Muntjac! Oh, that didn't work. Okay. Very quiet. I'm hunting muntjac. Look at that, there's a acorn on it. There, he got away. There's one. Little one. Try and approach it slowly. Sorry for the jerking, hang on. I'm so camo right now, but he still heard me. Very good hearing. I'll get as close as I can and then keep going, because there's people on my right holidaying. thinking, why is there a bloke with camo standing in the woods? Reminds me, that's how far I am. Try and get as close as possible. See me? Alright, I think I'm done. Should we scare him off? Let's walk. Let's walk. As you can hear. I have found the path, so inadvertently from going around that way, this is the old path. I know it doesn't look like much, but it just goes up to a possible fishing spot. So we'll have a look. This is what we're here for. But I am trenching through the greenery. I mean, it looks like that's the old way. I don't really want to go down there. No, I'm not doing it. Only because so they put these out for like snakes and lizards. Sometimes some small mice. Oh, there's a slow worm. Oh wow! I've never seen that before. I've never seen one of these in my life. Alright, buddy. I'm not gonna hurt you. Hello. Hello. Put you back under. There you go. Not going to disturb him too. I think that's a slow worm. Could be a baby snake of some description that I don't know. Anything else? Not right now, but that's a good find, isn't it? Also, I lost my mic. Okay, so there's another one here. Let's see what's under door number 2. Nothing that I can see. We've got some more over there. Nothing that I can see. Nothing. Little mouse, you see that? Little vole or a shrew, I think it is. Hope I got that on camera, I'm sure I did because it was pointed. What's over here? Nothing under this one. Oh, there you go. And this just goes around there, I think. So the river is cut off. There is a pathway sign there. I'm going to see what that is. It says, "Not allowed!" Okay, so that was one little adventure. I'll cut the rest of this. Well, yeah, as I say, I lost my mic, or one of them. It's only 8:30, so I don't even know what time I got up, and I've had a coffee and I've got dressed been to the toilet, and then I've walked, I don't know, I think it's about a K, maybe a K and a half, maybe, no, not that far. Definitely only about a kilometre from where we're parked, but yeah, no fishing, because there's nowhere to look for worms. I said, fucking forest. Nowhere to legally look for them. Like, there's no logs around here to pick up. I'd have to find them in the woods and then bring them to the river. And I wasn't going to go through. Oh, what's this one? Is that a laurel? Is it hops? Not sure what that one is. That's bindweed and stinging nettles. That's bindweed. It's killed all the trees around here, look. They're all just former husks of their previously grandiose selves. Well, this is fucking lovely. Please enjoy the video. This has been a bit of a farce, hasn't it, this morning, but you know. Please enjoy the video. They have ruined this section for fishing, but there is a treatment plant behind me as well, so perhaps this acts as a huge filter before the water gets back to the water table. We'll go back to the car now, because I can't get to the bank apart from that tiny shallow section, and there's a bend around there which I wanted to fish. I saw perch before, eating cheese from my sandwiches from my picnic, and they were quite tame as well. They were, you know, swimming around while we were paddling our feet, which is very unusual. I've always wanted to fish that little bit, and they've taken that away from me and ruined a dream. But if you're not fast, you're lost. But there you go. So, walking through this blackbird alley, just saw something shining on the ground. Mike, you're okay. Yay. Look, it's totally open. Everything is totally open. People have clearly been down here on bikes. But there's this dip here. Nice little section of woods. If you feel like breaking the rules one day and just want to walk around in a circle or run down in a big dip, do it, because guess what? That means nothing right here. I mean, we respect people's fences and gates. You're trying to tell us to stay out of that dip. Like, come on, guys. Go on. CCTV. Nice. Where are you plugged into? Or are you on batteries? Wait for the CCTV. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. There's the path. Okay, cool. So I was going to take the opportunity of fishing to explain to you why the lack of videos recently. Mainly it's because it's been absolutely lovely weather, and that adds absolutely zero drama to my escapades. So, and you know, I've barely been sleeping at home with a sheet on. I definitely don't want to be lugging stuff around, getting sweaty, then getting into my next video's plan, which was sleeping in the bivvy. I'm not too excited about it. It looks a little cramped, if I'm honest, but I've been bursting to do it. My bag is bursting at the seams inside, imploding itself to get out, so I've done it. I don't know if I want to sleep in the bivvy tonight. I'm a bit damp now. What else? Oh yes, so gym, what happened? Oh, yeah. So I done like a crash diet, gave up bread and milk, shit, was that wasp hole, and lost 10 kilos. So I went down to 82 kilos. I was working and gymming as well, fasting, only having one meal a day. And then I thought, oh, sweet. Went back to the gym. It was actually 3 weeks. I didn't mean to make it 3 weeks, but I had a 2-week break because my arms, my tendons were hurting in my arms. They got normal. Went to the gym. It was 3 weeks to the day, and hurt my back after doing some squats. So it wasn't the actual squats themselves, but something went in my lower back. Now I have had a discectomy, a microdiscectomy on L4-5. Bulging disc, if you know, you know. So it's always going to be a weak point. It's a genetic degenerative thing. That was a partridge. You can tell by its red legs. They're the French partridge, and the English ones are the ones with yellow legs. French ones have been brought here for shooting. What was I saying? Yeah, so I hurt my back and took a week off for that. Actually, I didn't take a week off. I carried on going to the gym every day. Just done different things, and every time my back got better, I'd go and do squats and I'd fuck it up again. It was a 3-week thing. So every time I went to the gym and done the squats, I hurt my back. So I was like, right, okay, so I'm not going to do squats then. So I haven't done squats except for the other week, and stayed light. Last Monday, so 1 week ago. Basically just been running as well, which doesn't really hurt my back. Makes it a bit tight if I don't stretch and stuff. So yeah, I had a back injury, or back pain, that's what I should say, which put me out for a little while, and I needed medication. And then I paid a lot of money to get my car through the MOT because I needed tyres. And then I paid a lot of money for new coils and spark plugs, and then I crashed it. So my Mariva, which I brought as a means to an end so I could ferry the kids round, needed to slow down. We had some good times, but I was in the wrong lane, and the guy had stopped at a roundabout. He was looking to his right, looking at a crash that had just happened. I was on the left side of him, but turning right, so I was in the wrong lane. I've gone across the roundabout. He's literally floored it into the side of me. So I mean, you could see that I was there, but I was in the wrong lane. So my fault. I had to pay. So that's more money. And then I impulsively bought a car because I didn't want to ask for anyone's help. And I thought I knew what I was doing. I went through a friend, and I didn't lift up the bonnet properly. I didn't check everything. And at 44, I can still get told off by my parents. I had fun learning all about this new engine, a 1.6 turbo diesel engine, the HDI ones. I know how to change injectors. I know how a diesel engine works now. I had no idea before, and I'd never lifted up the hood really of any cars. So I thoroughly suggest that if you're a young man, lift up the hood, get to know your vehicle, get to know what the parts do, the names and their function. Trust me. But yeah, I also didn't know, I did a little video, and then YouTube started suggesting to me these videos, and obviously I was looking up how to do this, how to do that, and I came across quite a few car channels. I didn't know that we are so fucking funny, aren't we? We're a bunch of comedians. Now I suppose you've got to have a sense of humour when it's taken you 40 minutes to remove a bolt. You know? What else are you going to do? Cry about it? No. So I had no idea there was a whole world of car channels on YouTube. So thank you for all the information that you gave me. If any of you happen across this, really want to So I appreciate what you've done and how your ethos towards saving a car is better than scrapping it. What else? So I've done the gym. Oh yeah, the gym. I didn't finish, did I? Right, so I got down to 32 kilos, 82 kilos, and then I had these 2 weeks off, which turned into 3 weeks, and apparently I ate so much that I put on the back to 10 kilos, because I didn't weigh myself for a week, and then I weighed myself again, and wham, bam, either that or my sister's scales were wrong, but no, it was falling off me, guys. And I cannot get past 92 now, it doesn't matter what I do. So I'm here today, I call it surviving, but I'm technically just fasting. If I find something yummy, I'll eat it. If not, I'm going to have a soup when I get back to the car. I've got no bread, nothing solid, just liquids. Haven't eaten since 3 o'clock yesterday, which was just a meal deal, which I hardly ever eat a meal deal. But I wanted a bottle of Coke for some reason. Really fancied it, so I wasn't paying £1.57 for one bottle when I could get a meal. It's a false economy, isn't it? I know. Anyway, I digress. So I've been smashing the gym every day, apart from this car that I fixed the injectors on, and then another one went. So we did that, and yeah, amateurs, we should have done them all at the same time. Amateurs, my bolts weren't down tight enough. Amateurs, I was just trying to fix it myself, you know. I learned a lot and I enjoyed the process as much as for what it is, you know. And if everything goes smoothly, it's an easy job. But getting those injectors out is not fun. Anyway, paid the garage 40 quid to get my injector out because I couldn't get it out, even though I'd had it out 3 weeks ago. And put it all back together. I drove it out the garage and my turbo blew. So Peugeot is no more. I did have some help from loved ones, found me a car, and I now have a good working order, very well maintained estate car, which I am chuffed to bits about, because if I can sleep in it, I don't care. And I can sleep in that, so got myself a camper car. Anything else? Oh yeah, life kicked me right in the balls, then it kicked me in the sphincter, and then it burnt my gooch. So it really did give me a bit of a tasting, and I just thought, you know what, I'm only going to keep smiling. State of them, they're a bit shriveled, you know. In an emergency I'd eat it, but it looks pretty. Pick that up. Yeah. There's a good one. Still got a red bit though. Actually, not bad. It was a little tart, but it's like a sweet. It's like a refresher, maybe. These are a bit shriveled. Had some the other day. They're absolutely delicious. I don't think I've ever had blackberries that nice. Oh, that was quite tasty as well. Oh, what was that? What's that aftertaste? I want to say apple. I don't know what it was. Oh, there's some good ones. Again, still got a section of red. Maybe these ones are a little late. I always give it a blow, make sure there's no spiders or spider webs on it. Stab me. Yeah, adequate. Yeah, full of vitamin C, blackberries, so do not hesitate. Very good for you. Vitamin C will help regenerate your cells. I think that's true. Helps with recovery, I know that. I'll have to eat my words when I'm editing. I'll give myself a pat on the back. Anyway, we are back at this little section here. Thank you so much for listening. I'm gonna make a soup when I get back to the car, and then, considering it's 9 o'clock and there's no fishing, that's where we camp, up there. And those trees over there. I might just go home. I'll save the bivvy video for when it's colder and I can get all snugged up in there. But I don't fancy it tonight. After sleeping in the car and having limited room, I don't really fancy the bivvy with limited room. And I'm damp, because obviously I've had a shower before I got in the car. I always have a nice wash before I come out. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm a tart, you know. No, I've just got a massive fucking king size bed at home. So that's very difficult, and it's not that. I'd love to be here, but what am I going to do all day? Hey? What am I going to do? Just try and capture some more nature? I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll go back to the car, I'm going to take this fishing bag off and maybe my top. And... sorry, I'm flying my mouth. And we'll go and look for some adders. Okay, so we'll stay for a bit. So it's a long shot. We've got this black rubber thing here. Oh yeah, something's under there. Rats maybe? Mice or rats. Pretty big hole, so it's probably a rat. Oh well, wow, it's getting really hot. I took the mic off just because I kept forgetting to turn it on. This is where you find them though, like under logs. I doubt very much there'll be anything here, but just sort of showing you, you know, where it's all brush like this. It'll be clutched up under there. Looks like there's a little dip under there. Right, so we were walking here one day with my son, who is a grown adult now, and he must have been about 6. And this small adder just leapt out of the path, on the side of the path, and just bit his shoe. But luckily it bit his shoe. I think at this point we're just basically documenting nature, aren't we? Those nice little ants. I wonder what they've found. They're just travelling. Oh look, there's another standing on them. Wow, there's quite a few. Now you see me, now you don't. Is up the tree. Okay, so pair of joggers on a branch. As I was approaching this earlier, that's all I saw. And then that, yeah, the wind blew it and it like someone was standing behind the tree. I almost forgot. Like and subscribe. Tripod. I had a little fishing rod in there, little collapsible whip. All my fishing gear. Ugh. Yu-Gi-Oh! It's beautiful. Okay, so we're back at this section. I missed a woodpecker. They're around here as well, with their very characteristic laugh. And also you can hear them bashing. There's also cuckoos in the spring in this area, and cuckoos are quite rare now, I think, in the UK. Due to loss of habitat. That little bit we were in before has, let me go to Mike. Okay, so I must have the worst luck when it comes to mics, because I hopefully have left the plug-in section in the car, but it's not in my phone, it's not in my pocket, so must be in the car. Sorry about that, but we're going to look for adders, okay? I'm doing this for you guys. I'm really hungry, and I haven't even fasted 24 hours yet, so that's the whole plan, is that I'm meant to be stuck out here. I'm really struggling. So let's just burn some calories while we're here. I'm going to look in these woods. I noticed when we went round that way yesterday, they've cut these swathes into the sides, and we'll investigate there, because that's where you'll find them under bark and stuff, and that's where I found them before. It was lifting up all the trees, because all this was cut down. It was, you know, you could see across it, and it was just a case of trundling across and lifting up every piece of wood, and we found adders. I had a little video of it on my Nokia. Yeah. Anyway, let's go. Okay, so I lifted up this rock, and what we find here is 2 endangered species. There was 2 before I pressed record, and I'll leave the rock there because I don't want to crush them. Coachman beetle. Okay, so I'll film this one. Nothing. Very small. You never know what you'll find. A larger log, obviously, for a larger animal. Okay, so this is how I found them. I've noticed that the top is sticky. So I'm just wondering. No smell as such. I wonder if these are sticky buns. I mean, I'm no mushroom expert. Please, always check everything before consuming or even touching or picking. But many mushroom people will tell you that it matters not how you pick it. Okay, so we have a white mushroom with a brown top, white gills, and a slightly curved veil, like convex veil. I'm going to give it a whiff. Smells like mushroom. It just smells like mushroom. So if you know what this is, and if you know I could eat this, let me know in the comments, please, because I could eat this. I've had no food, but I don't know what it is, so I'm not going to. Here we have what looks like a version of turkey tail, but it's not growing out of a dying log. Yes, it's quite tough. Don't know what that one is. Another one to look up. Here we have a jelly fungus of some kind. Oh, look at that. Another one to look up. We have a much more common example of turkey tail growing off of dead wood, and these are edible, but I've never eaten them, and they're on the floor, so I'm not eating them. I did stop here for a few minutes just to have a look at some pine cones, see if I can find some pine nuts. I mean, technically there's a tree of pine nuts there. I've just never found one with pine nuts in it. I don't even know what they look like. So when they're like ripe, if you like. Obviously that's a closed one. And then you get an open one. So I wonder if there's a point, a turning point that you've got to get them at. I'm not sure about that because they obviously open and the nuts fall on the floor. So I don't know, but I like pine nuts. They're very expensive. Here we have another group of unidentified mushrooms. So I'm sorry I can't identify these. I do actually know quite a lot of common mushrooms, but I have not seen these before, or I don't want to give you a false representation. They're dry, they're orange, they have yellow gills and a concave cap. No smell, hang on. Smells like mushroom. And this is like perfect habitat. So I will sift through this and try and just hope really, because they're quite rare and quite elusive. But as you can see, it's a bit of a mission. I definitely don't want to hurt any if I lift something and it falls. A couple of where did I see that? But this is perfect, you know, this is really like spongy, this ground, and they can just move through this and it stays warm. So in the evening, and even as it's composting, it stays warm and they can slither through this. And guess what else likes this kind of habitat? That's right, the mice that they eat. A few millipedes or centipedes, not sure which they are. They've gone there. Probably a plethora of insects in there. Okay, well, now I'm not carrying anything, I don't mind, I'll go a little bit further. We'll have a look at another section of forest that's on this path somewhere, and then we'll call it a day for adder hunting. It's unfortunate, it's kind of like the best times is when you're not filming, you're just walking along and nature just presents itself to you. For me, it's a spiritual thing. It's whatever you want to believe, but for me it is like behold, you know. And I can't really say anything else because as soon as I start filming, something will happen, and it's just like, it's, you know, you can't make it up. Matchy man, he's a matchy man. I want to be a matchy man. Alright, well, back to the start. I'm going to find this other bit and then I'll come back to you. That other bit is quite far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive to a fishing shop. It is Monday now. I'm going to buy half a pint of maggots and we are going fishing. There's there's a barrel there. So yeah, in World War II they used that as oil. Anyway, yep, so we're going fishing, and I think what I'll do is I'll put it into a separate video. Okay, so it'll be day 2 of the excursion, still fasting, still going to the fishing shop, still going to get some maggots, still going fishing. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. See you, bye! Mint sauce! Mint sauce! Sorry, mate.